Good afternoon. It's 20th of July, Monday the 20th of July, just gone 12 o'clock. And as you can see, I'm on my own. It's lovely, always lovely to have people with me. But I appreciate it's summer, and for schools here in the UK, many have broken up already. Otherwise, it's this week. And so I was due to talk about forms of poetry, but it's not an area of my expertise. Poetry and script writing are not areas of my expertise. So, but I do have a couple of poets who want to join me. They just couldn't join me today, which is a shame. So I'm hoping to find a date that suits them. So tentatively, I've rescheduled it because it was the next one that didn't have a topic for Monday, the 14th of September, of forms of poetry. Which forms do you write? Do you write form or free verse or both? Serious or humorous poetry or both? Why is poetry misunderstood or difficult for some to understand? Myself included. So, what I'm actually going to do, because rather than talk about a topic I'm not confident, I can say it, I'm not confident about, I'm going to talk about and read from three books from lovely ladies that I met recently at Beacon Literary Festival. So if you're anywhere near the Buckinghamshire area, and do save the date, the 4th of October, because that's our next Aylesbury in person. So if you're in the UK, Sunday, 4th of October is our all-day festival. We have been having them online, the same version. So January is the same as April, January online, April in Aylesbury, Buckinghamshire. Then July was the same as October, the 4th is going to be. But I wanted to do, because we have such a good day, the all day ones, and we have people in the chat, which we very rarely get, sadly. And these are regular events, 12 o'clock on a Monday, 6 p.m. Tuesday and Thursday evenings. But more and more recently, mainly probably because I haven't been touting them, but obviously I hope that the authors involved will tout them as well. And so I've bought some social media scheduling software so that I can get on top of that and get people in the chat, because it's always more interesting. And the one day ones are lovely, and there are people in the chat in every single session. So it's a shame that these aren't the same at the moment. But I've started a series called Tell Us About Your Books, where I will be featuring authors who introduce themselves to us and then talk about one of their books and then read from it. And so if, say, an author has 6 books, they can do that 6 times. Rather than talk about all of their books, we just focus on one in each session. So I thought I would talk, because it was going to be the topic of poetry, these 3 books. I'm going to do them in any particular order, but this is Woman Folk by Karan Chambers. And let's read from the back. I know how a woman drowns. In Woman Folk, old tales are made new, made brutal. I do need some new glasses, by the way. Folklore is reclaimed and given a voice, enraged by the fragility of being a woman in a society ruled by men. Tales of women suffering sexual and emotional abuse, domestic violence, miscarriage, tales of women fighting for the right to bodily autonomy, independence, freedom, all emerge screaming from the page. And then there are 3 reviews. I don't know whether it's something you've come across recently, but I've noticed quite often I'll go to the back of a page. This is fine because it does say something about the book. Quite often I'll go to the back of a book, and there won't be the blurb on there. It'll just be reviews. And the back is where your blurbs go, where your blurb goes. And so 3 reviews are fine. This gives us a really interesting insight as to this collection. I haven't read it yet, but it's published by Salo Press, SALO Press. Retail price £4.99, so I paid £4.99. And so look it up on wherever all good books are sold. And so the inside, so that's the front, that's the total. That's the inside cover. So she's given me a lovely message. To Morgan, thank you for buying the book. Enjoy, Karen. And then Flirtation #32, so that's interesting. Could be this is her 32nd book. Could be. So it's published 2025. Printed bound by 4Edge, cover layout by Sallow Press, and O has a grave accent on it, so it goes from top left down to bottom right. And there are loads. So contents: Hebridean Spring, The Fisher Queen, Woman Drowned, Here Be Monsters, Aoka, not so sure. EI, it's probably an Irish word, and I'm hopeless at spelling. It's probably Ocha, EIOCHA. Each das, would fail miserably again. UISGE. Spell for not being is hyphenated. Green Lady of Fife, FYVIE. Woman, buried. Siren. Oh, another one. CAILLEACH. And then Selkie. I don't know if I've pronounced that correctly. SELKIE. Spell for being. I'm just going to read this one out. MNATHN. So Nathan, but with an M at the beginning. Hyphen NIGHE. And then woman, hanged. Spell for naming. Then woman, burned. And then witch. Woman, free. And then goddess, prayer. 23. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 poems. It's a lovely little book. Gave me hope actually that I could do little short things on Amazon. And the great thing about being self-published, this is traditionally published. Great thing about being self-published is that you can publish whatever you like. Obviously, get it checked, get it edited, get alpha readers, someone you trust, beta readers, a group of people who read your books for you. Karan Chambers, her, is a poet, tutor, and former English teacher. She has a degree in creative writing from UEA, University of East Anglia, and is studying for an MA in creative writing poetry at Royal Holloway, that's London. I assume it's London, Holloway is London. She has poems in Butcher's Dog, Gutter, London Magazine, Ms. Lecture, and Propel. Karen was awarded highly commended in the Cheltenham Poetry Competition 2023 and runner-up in the Classical Association Poetry Competition 2024. She lives in Surrey with her husband and 3 unruly children. This is her first pamphlet. And there's a glossary at the end. And I don't know whether I should be reading other people's work out, but I won't. I'm going to leave it because I will invite Karen to take part. So I've told you about the book. You may be able to see the beginning, maybe the first poem or two and the look inside on Amazon. So I'm going to leave it at that. So that's Woman Folk by Karan, Karan Chambers. And then I was going to say going alphabetically, but I'm not going alphabetically. So let's go with this one, Something and Nothing, Zoe Brooks. So there's Zoe, it's a picture of Zoe. After many years working with disadvantaged communities in London and Oxford, Zoe Brooks returned to her native Gloucestershire and her first love of writing and performing poetry. Zoe's long poem for multiple voices, Fool's Paradise, won the Electronic Publishing Industry Coalition Award for Best Poetry eBook 2013. Her first collection was Owl Unbound, that was published by Indigo Dreams Publishing 2020. And Fool's Paradise, mentioned earlier, Black Eyes Publishing, was published as a print book in 2022. Something in Nothing places fairy tale characters in a contemporary setting, thus revealing that fairy tales are very much not just for children. At the heart of the collection's narrative is the story of the serial killer Bluebeard and the luminous girl. Other characters include the elderly couple, Beauty and the Beast, the Slavic witch and ex-goddess Baba Yaga, a non-magical godmother, and a useless angel. That's interesting. By using fairy tales, the poems allow us a safe space to peer into the darkness. The poems are elemental and yet personal, out of time and yet terribly current. We are not part of Bluebeard's and Baba Yaga's world, but we could be. Zoe Brooks' poetry has been described as a dive into the uncanny, into that rich heritage of myth, Fiona Sampson. So unlike anything else, strange, visceral, and like stepping into a completely other place and time. I do pick up, my day job is editing. I've moved it. Oh no, I'm moving the wrong way. I'm rearranging my editing fiction. I'm rearranging my shelves because, although I want to have all my books visible, I'm running out of space because these are how-to guides, and I have probably 100 of them. They will not make ones that I refer to. Make space for those. I'm also gathering. I'll do it this way. It's much easier. Down the bottom there, these are all self-published books. So I'm highlighting in the Tell Us Your Books section. So I started with the ones on the right. So those are Christian Winship's and CPM. Oh, CPM and one CPW Winship. That's interesting. I didn't notice that. So I've done his, and I'm working my way across there. So, and I'm now going up the Engine House, Rhys Dillon. I'll do that at some point. And then I've got some poetry books and some how-to books. So I'm morphing the space into stuff that's not just my own. So, and yes, so my day job is editing, and I call them filler words: suddenly, immediately, completely, etc. So if you've got any of those, have a look through. You can generally chop them out. So that was, and then Truly Compelling, Alison Brackenbury. Who have we got here? We've got references on this, reviews on this one. Angela Redman, Alicia Pirmohamed, Pirmohamed. Presumably these are poets as well. And Zoe Gilbert, because I thought I saw a Zoe Gilbert on here. No, because this is Zoe Brooks. There is something ancient and earthly running through Something in Nothing, yet the poems are wholly contemporary. This is a world not so far from our own, where boys may find bones in storm drains and the roots of the river are in the sky. That's Angela France. That's interesting. They've, yeah, just formatted differently. Anyway, Indigo Dreams Publishing.com, and that was £11. That's that one. And it is bigger. It's 71 pages. And this other one was 28, yeah, 28 pages, which is why it's cheaper. And then we've got the lovely Emma, E.P. Jenkins, who I got to chat to because I collected her. I volunteered at Beacon Lit. And the next, save the date, if you're in the UK, Beacon Lit is the 10th of July next year. So I collected her and dropped her off at the train station. So we had a lovely chat. But as you can tell, I can really talk. So I think I did do most of the talking. But anyway, she said it was nice to meet me. So this is E.P. Jenkins, called Rituals, and it's got the matte feel and it's Ingram Spark, this one. I don't know who the other ones are printed by. It doesn't say. Because there's a company called Cave in Norfolk. They do most of them in traditional publishing. So published by Sallow Press. Oh, they're in Norfolk, so that could have been a Cave. Oh yeah, this is published by them. So this is really, and I love the way that some of these are poems are laid out with pictures and so on. which does cost more to, oh, there's a figure there. And I'll have to dig the picture out because there was Emma had a really interesting poem that was concertinaed in a very long thin, it looked like tracing paper, and it was concertinaed. So she had it lengthways and was turning it over and like added to the performance. So this is called Rituals by Broken Sleep Books. And there is one quote, Bryony Hughes. Do we have a Bryony Hughes? No. So I'm getting to know these new people to me. So Jenkins' work moves on and off the page. Performance rituals, called Rituals, become text-based poems, and text-based poems become rituals. Bryony Hughes, author of Dorothy. Rituals by E.P. Jenkins is an inquisitive and exploratory collection, adventurous in form and setting. It includes photographs, blue and black sketches, and a variety of incantations, spells, and hexes. See, there's a theme here. Rituals is focused on the feminist occult and is full of intriguing and delightful poetry, brimming with the magic of witchcraft. An impressive, dynamic debut that pushes the possibilities of poetry into new and enchanting places. How lovely. Just going to see acknowledgements. Gardening, lots of gardening. So I'll read out. I don't think I did Zoe's, did I? I'll do Zoe's in a second. Gosh, there are a lot. So this is E.P. Jenkins, Emma, at Rituals. So this is the contents list. I'm not going to read anything out because I'd like these authors to come and tell us about your books. So we've got The Witch's Manifesto, Defining, Gardening Part 1, Reading, Childcare, Dog Walk in the Woods or Jawbone. Intriguing. I haven't read these yet. I've only just got them. Skincare, Hex Fire Scarf, a magical, with a K-A-L, knitting pattern. Sticky With, Descaling, Spell via Laura's Biscuits. Interesting. Bread, Migraine or a Rabbit. I know which I'd prefer. Cauterizing a Wound, Divination, New Prescription, Buying Secondhand Furniture. Buying Secondhand Furniture Part 2. See, this is all very, what's the word? Not realistic. Relatable. Recycling, Descaling Part 2. A Gold Leaf, Hobgoblin Advert. The Witch's Flux Score, Lettuce versus Witch's Fluxus Score. Family Reunion Gardening Part 2. There we go. See, the editor in me can't switch off. Gardening has got a dash, part full stop 1. Gardening Part 2 is the same with a hyphen, sorry, not a dash. Hex via Scarf has a dash rather than a, I mean, it should be a dash rather than a hyphen. But poetry can have punctuation however it likes. And so, yeah, so that's that one. There's an introduction by Bryony Hughes, the lady who gave the quote on the back. So that's that one. So we had Rituals, E.P. Jenkins, published by Broken Sleep Books. First of all, we had Woman Folk by Karan Chambers, published by Sallow Press. And then we had Indigo Dreams publishing Zoe Brooks, Something in Nothing. And I didn't read her contents. Welcome to the Wonderful World of Poetry, because I did say I'm still learning it. So I won't read them all, but because there's 69 pages. Something in Nothing, Happily Ever After, a Catechism, Catechism, Estuary Town, The River, The Storm Drain, Tapestry One, Bluebeard's House, Bluebeard Likes to Entertain, Baba Yaga's Cottage, Baba Yaga's Cottage is not, Baba Yaga's Cottage is, Swallow Dive, Beast's Castle, Castle Roots, The Woman at Number 5, enter our heroine, and so on. Very good. And I like the fact that some of them are really short. Estuary Town is 6 sentences, 6 lines, 1 stanza. So yes, a little bit different today. Is again third person, because it's not me, not my books, not the authors. Tell us about your books. 3 collections of poetry. So do go up and buy them. I've not read them yet, but the latest were lovely. And I do plan, I have my last writing project this week, and then a break until September. And then my next editing may or may not come in. But I've been spending too long doing things. At the beginning of the year, Self Pub Fest did become a full-time job, because I semi-retired last October, and then a week later I came up with the idea of Self Pub Fest. So I'm still hopeful. Well, it will get off the ground. It has got off the ground. It's created a wonderful opportunity for over 100 authors. If you're reading this, if you're a reader watching this, if you're a reader, not published, not written, never plan on writing anything for publication, do join us, either in the chat or if you've got an opinion or experience of any of the topics that we're talking about. Monday lunchtime, 12 o'clock UK, Tuesday and Thursday evenings at 6 p.m. And then from September, I'm going to be starting, I think, Wednesday WIPs, Works in Progress, which is a closed critique group for up to 9 people each week. So yes, and those won't be recorded, so they won't appear on YouTube. So thank you for watching. I hope if you're interested in poetry, do take a look at these books wherever good books are sold. And do join us in the chat whenever there's a session advertised. And that's the one thing I need to get, is to advertise more often. So I'm taking this time to catch up with, I'm always behind with emailing. I'm always behind with the 2 competitions I run, the 300-word competition and the 50-word competition, up to 350 words exactly. So take a look at Self Pub Fest, self-pub-fest.co.uk if you're watching this on YouTube. And then my blog, Morgen, Morgen, morganbailey.wordpress.com. That's the home of the 50-word story. But if you go on the Self Pub Fest, it says, do you write fiction? Do you write short fiction, microfiction? And that will tell you about the competitions. So do have a go at those. Do join us in the chat. Do leave a comment and do subscribe. Thank you.